very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today, Friday, 16th of December 2016. This is Edward with the highlights of today's English newspapers. As usual, we have three newspapers for the highlights: Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline says, China merchant company will absorb Hambantota workers, says Prime Minister. The China merchant company will absorb the Hambantota port employees after a takeover on January 7 next year, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said yesterday. He said the employees would be absorbed by the Chinese company under the existing terms and conditions but would sign a fresh agreement with them later. President in Kuala Lumpur. President Maithripala Sirisena arrived at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport yesterday on a 3-day official visit on an invitation extended to him by Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Tun Abdul Razak. Hambantota incident. Navy chief did not attack journalist, says Sarath Fonseka. Minister Sarath Fonseka, who is a former army commander, said on Wednesday the Navy commander had not attacked the journalist but had only pushed him out of the security circle and that everything had happened in an acceptable manner. Deputy Media Minister condemns attack on journalist. While condemning the conduct of the Navy commander who attacked a journalist covering a protest at the Hambantota port last Saturday, Deputy Mass Media Minister Karunaratna Paranavidana said yesterday that the Navy commander should have kept in mind the people's mandate given to the government. TNA keen to discuss constitution making with India. We believe that a federal solution is the best option. The Tamil National Alliance said yesterday it was of the view that there was a need to discuss Sri Lanka's constitution-making process with the international community, especially with India. TNA Deputy Leader Mawe Senadiraja, who is also the leader of the Ilangai Tamil Arasu Katchi, said no such discussions had been scheduled so far. He said his party was keen on a federal solution to the national question. 7,592 serious crimes up to now. Nearly 7,592 crimes of serious nature such as murder, sexual abuse and robberies have been reported this year between January and November, the police department said yesterday. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline says, Open warrant for Emil Kanthan on request by ASG. Case fixed for January 19. The Colombo High Court yesterday issued an open warrant for the arrest of former North and Eastern Provinces LTTE financial head Emil Kanthan in connection with a 200 million rupees fraud that had allegedly taken place at the Radha in 2006. Colombo High Court Judge Kusala Sarojini Veerawardena made this order pursuant to a request by Additional Solicitor General Jasantha Kodagada PC that an open warrant be issued for the arrest of Kanthan since he is evading courts and police investigations since its inception. Permanent Navy camp to be set up in Hambantota. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said a permanent army camp would be set up in Hambantota along with the future Chinese-funded projects in the area. The Prime Minister made these remarks when he met Navy Commander Vice Admiral Ravindra Vijayaratne at Temple Trees last evening. Old Brigade at Central Bank manipulating rupee. Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake yesterday alleged that an old brigade of the central bank is trying to create an artificial crisis, thereby manipulating the rupee, increasing interest rates and statutory reserves. Vimal, ex-IGP among 17 to appear before Presidential Commission today. 17 persons including parliamentarian and former Minister Vimal Veeravansa, former IGP Mahinda Balasurya and former NHDA Chairman Jayantha Rodrigo have been noticed to appear before the Presidential Commission investigating serious acts of fraud, corruption, abuse of power, state resources and privileges today 16. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. The main headline says, Government tightens admin structure, creates 4 support positions. 5 members of parliament are to be appointed to new positions in the government, including those of deputy chief organizers and 3 assistant chief organizers. These positions will be in addition to that of chief organizer of the government. The 2 parliamentarians who are to be appointed to the newly created positions of deputy chief organizers in the ruling party are to be granted facilities equal to those available to a deputy minister. The Prime Minister will appoint the parliamentarians to these new positions. Cabinet has granted approval to the recommendation submitted by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The Treasury will provide financing for the new positions. Arrest order for KP. Court to consider. The Court of Appeal yesterday stated that it would consider issuing an arrest order on a key LTTE leader, Kumaran Padmanathan alias KP. JVP parliamentarian Vijitha Herath filed a petition requesting the court to direct the Inspector General of Police, Army Commander, Defence Secretary and several others to arrest KP and take legal actions against his criminal activities while LTTE waged a war against the security forces and the people. Drought threatens supply. Government to import rice. Government is expected to import a huge quantity of rice as a contingency move against a possible shortage arising out of a long drawn-out drought as warned by the Meteorology Department. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan Newspaper Highlights.